Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Mike Elko, the Texas A&M Aggies land another commitment in the 2025 class coming from four-star defensive lineman Landon Rink. And when you turn on the film for Landon Rink, this is a guy that blends athleticism and size and power at a very high level. You take a look at kind of the athletic profile. This is a guy that has extremely impressive shot put numbers, and those shot put numbers, they show up on the field. You talk about the power that he has in that lower half. Really, really impressive, but he blends that power and size with elite athleticism and get off as well. And that's something that we talk about a lot when defensive linemen have the ability to kind of blend that size with elite athleticism. That's when you're getting disrupted defensive linemen. And you take a look at Landon Rink and what he did during his junior year. This is a guy that lives in opponents' backfields. We'll turn on the film, talk a little bit about what he brings to this Texas A&M defense. Before we do, and as always, just want to say thank you to you guys. A massive shout out to the Texas A&M fans, whether we're talking this program on the recruiting trail, in the transfer portal. The amount of support y'all have shown the fellas truly does mean a lot. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. And without further ado, let's get into this one. Now, before we get into Landon Rink, who is a very fun film study to watch, I want to talk about what Mike Elko is doing, building this roster. And I mean, I've been banging the table the last couple of weeks for how impressive Mike Elko and this staff has been in this short amount of time that they've been in College Station. They take over this Texas A&M program, hammer the transfer portal, get this roster in a really healthy spot heading into 2024, but they're also generating a lot of buzz on the recruiting trail. Now, this is only their fifth commitment in the 2025 class, but you take a look at all the visitors that they're having on campus over the last couple of weeks. We've been breaking them down over the last couple of weeks. The amount of talent that is interested in Texas A&M is extremely impressive. And you're seeing Mike Elko make no mistake about it. He wants to build this team through the line of scrimmage, right? And a guy like Landon Rink is one of those guys that certainly is going to help you with that depth on the defensive line. One of my favorite attributes about Landon Rink is the versatility that he has. This is a guy that, I mean, can take on double teams on the inside, play that 3-tech, kind of play that 2-gap role, but you also see him be an elite penetrator, but also play a little bit of that edge role as well. He can move all around that defensive line, kind of handle a lot of different responsibilities. But most importantly, he has a ton of juice as a pass rusher coming from the inside. This is a guy that lives in opponents' backfields, whether it's stopping the run, whether it's getting after the passer. And you talk about Texas A&M, what they want to do on the defensive side of the football. They want to create negative plays, and they want to get after the passer. Landon Rink can do both of those at an extremely high level. Want to get into the film of Landon Rink, talk about kind of what he's going to bring to this Texas A&M defense. And the first rep that you see is him working as an edge rusher. And you see a couple different things, right? At 6'2", 280 pounds, he carries 280 about as well as I've ever seen a 6'2" body carry that weight. And you see the athleticism on this first rep where, again, as an edge rusher, he's going to attack that outside shoulder, use that twitch off the line of scrimmage. You see that power, get after the quarterback, kind of run that arc. And now on the inside, a couple things that you want to kind of take a look at is, one, they're going to try to reach block him with this left tackle. And Landon Rink's a guy that is just too good off the football for these reach blocks to be effective. This is a guy that loves to get in opponents' backfields, work through traffic, and really has the athleticism not only to be disruptive, but be disruptive and make those negative plays for this Texas A&M defense. And again, you see him win in a variety of different ways, but mostly the get off, the ability to bend around guys that are trying to pick him up. There you see the shot put numbers, right? This is a guy that, yes, he wins with quickness and athleticism and get off the line of scrimmage. He also wins with power. And this is probably one of the more impressive plays where you see him chase it down from the backside. Again, you're talking about a defensive lineman that is 6'2", 280 pounds, chasing a play down from the backside, wins with so many different ways. You go back and watch that rep, right? We just saw him chase it down from the backside. Now we're just going to go full speed to power and kind of just be a guy that can move people off the line of scrimmage with ease. The combination of winning with power, winning with his hands, winning with athleticism, going laterally, running the line of scrimmage, it's all really exciting for Texas A&M. You're kind of getting a chess piece on that defensive line that, again, you see the athleticism, rushing off the edge. You see the closing speed, getting after the quarterback. There are so many different responsibilities that you can have Landon Rink play on a defensive line, but more importantly, there's a lot of different positions. When we talk about getting versatile bodies on the defensive line, you see him working as a tight end right now. You see the athleticism for someone who is 280 pounds. It is extremely exciting. And at that 6'2" frame, yes, when you're 6'2", there are certain benefits and kind of hurt. I know how you're hurt, right? When you're 6'2", you can play with low pads. You can play with really good leverage. That's exactly what you see Landon Rink play with on the film. And you take a look at what Texas A&M is doing in this 2025 class. Again, only their 5th commitment, but you take a look at what they're doing specifically in the state of Texas. You look at a guy like Landon Rink, who is a legacy Texas Longhorn committing to Texas A&M. Mike Elko and Texas A&M have come in and not only crushed the transfer portal for the first couple of months, but now they're going into this 2025 class and grabbing some of the best players in the state of Texas, bringing them to College Station. And you look at only 5 commitments right now. If I'm a Texas A&M fan, I am not panicking one bit. You saw this staff take over in College Station and really focus on the transfer portal for the first couple of months, right? Hey, we got to get this roster right heading into 2024. Now you see their full attention being focused on building this 2025 class up. And yes, it's only 5 commitments so far, but you take a look at the visit weekends that they are hosting pretty much every single weekend. You can tell that there is a lot of buzz around this Texas A&M program. I think guys trust that if they come to College Station, yes, you have access to everything you need to be an elite player, but I think they really trust this coaching staff in terms of the player development that is going to happen in College Station. The number one reason I was excited about Mike Elko was not that he was an elite recruiter. He was an elite player developer. Texas A&M is going to have no problem getting talent into this program. You got to have a coach that can build a coaching staff and build a program that is going to develop this top talent. You're seeing Texas A&M sell that on the recruiting trail. Doesn't sound like Texas A&M is anywhere near done in this 2025 class. We'll continue to break down the commitments as they come in, but a guy in Landon Rink, not only the versatility in terms of position versatility, but the versatility in terms of what he can do and how he can challenge offensive linemen. Very, very exciting. Appreciate you guys rocking with the fellas. Again, if y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to y'all later.